All right, I'm back. I didn't actually go anywhere, but I just did some more research real quick. And today we're going to talk about this recent crypto supposed crash. Oh, I forgot to put one of the apostrophes on there. Oops. I think we'll let that slide for now. Anyway, we're talking about FUD. So how I've been getting through these kind of like quote unquote crashes, which if you look at the actual Bitcoin chart over time, it's steadily have been going up because of the fundamentals of Bitcoin. But there are times in a market where it is supposed to go down, where it reaches a certain point where the price is too high and it's called a correction. This is what it's not called a crash. It's called a price correction because basically the demand is either higher than the supply or when the supply is lower than demand, that makes the price go higher. But when the demand is lower than the supply, then the price goes up. Or I forget. Either way, one of those things causes the price to go up. And then basically it will crash. And so whenever it starts to correct, out of the woodwork, all of the people that are mad because they think that they're financial geniuses, but they didn't buy Bitcoin when it was like 0.01 cent on the dollar, they don't want to buy it anymore because they have to buy in at a regular retail customer level because Bitcoin doesn't allow for these fake financial institutions to do their fake bullshit and work their way in with fake bullshit. So you will notice that all the people that back the fake bullshit system will always come out of the woodwork and try to scare you from using Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. So what I do whenever I hear one of these people is I imagine Elmer Fudd in my mind. You know how Elmer Fudd was stupid and he could never catch the rabbit and he was a fucking idiot? Just imagine that guy. Just imagine him every time someone says, oh, Bitcoin's going to zero. It went down $1, so now that means it's going to zero. What? That would mean that the price fluctuations in the stock market, the stocks go up and down and up and down. So every time a stock went down 1 cent, you would sell all? No, it's a manipulation because they're working for another system. They're working for the bullshit system. And I bet you if they bought Bitcoin at 0.01 cent on the dollar, then they'd be cool with it. But because they didn't, and they have to buy it just like every other sucker, because Bitcoin actually works that way where it puts us all on the sucker level. Not some people. Right? And they're mad. They're fucking mad about that shit. So FUD stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to instill fear in you by telling you, oh, it's going to zero. You're going to lose everything. You're going to end up working at McDonald's. Uncertainty. Hey, no one's ever used Bitcoin before. Do you know if it's made? It could be made by the government. Maybe the CIA is behind Bitcoin. Uncertainty. Doubt. It's never going to work out. It's not physical. Gold is physical. Cash, at least I can wipe my ass with a cash dollar bill. Motherfucker, when was the last time you used cash? Use your credit card. You fucking swipe your phone. Fucking just type in your number on the internet. When was the last time you used cash, bro? Yeah, exactly. Doubt. Oh, it'll never work. It hasn't worked before. I've never seen it before. That would be like when Edison invented the light bulb. Niggas is like, I never saw a light bulb before. It'll never work. It'll never work. I've never seen a light bulb work before. So therefore, a light bulb can't work. Retarded. All right, so we're going to look at a couple channels here that are going to give you some information to make decisions on your own about cryptocurrency. Now, the first channel we're going to look at is the channel with the video that I most recently watched from Discover Crypto. And he's got a video up here about featuring information about the new price correction. I'm not going to play his full video, but see. So he's showing you charts, and he's showing you how over time, even though it'll go down, it'll go up, and it'll go down, it'll go up. And then he is basically like a math genius who can figure out how to actually, because these waves actually do have a predictable pattern. Watch the movie Pi, right? Which I have in my suggestion. I think it's still free. So these have a predictable, where you can use basically like geometric type of math algorithms to predict the most probable likely thing that's going to happen next based off of past events. And now it's not always that way, but I've been following these people for quite some time now. Actually, they were recommended to me by Alex Jones' channel, and I've been following them. I used to follow Tone Vase. I don't know what happened to him, but check out Discover Crypto. For this video is very short, and he gives a very in-depth, detailed explanation of what's happening when people are saying, oh, it's crashing. Right. I haven't gotten over to Simon Dixon yet, but he presents very dense, high level, not only analysis, but more philosophical. And he also, on his website, he has a guide, a free guide. I don't know where his website is on here anymore, but he has a free guide for investment on his website. So if you go, I guess you just type in Simon Dixon on, simondixon.com. There we go. Yeah. His stuff is really, really dense and really educational, And actually, the first time I saw him was in a documentary like around 2008, which was he's a capitalist, but it was definitely in the, whatever that thing was with Wall Street. I forget what it was called. Like with the 1% or whatever, I forget what the frick it was called. But anyway, he was in a documentary, and so he's definitely against the fake money. He's definitely against fake money, and he's like a genius investor. And then we have Gerald Celente. He doesn't specifically cover Bitcoin, but he covers trends covers trends in politics and economics, and tries to like combine the two together to like kind of show you how the political system is going to affect the economic system. And he also talks about future technologies, and he's proven. I've got his journal right here also. I'm going to be checking out this article. No, we're just going to play it. See what they're talking about. I think this is okay.
As 2025 closes, it's become much more clear and much more mainstream that politicians refer to the geopolitical ramifications of crypto technology. And that bears out the long-time forecasting of this writer, who focused on the greater social and geopolitical implications of crypto-related policies, multiple articles dating back to 2021, up until the re-election.
All right, it's not playing. All right, hold on a second.
Stablecoins versus CBDCs. Crypto innovation versus suppression. Stakes not only in the financial sector, but touching every sector including AI and the future of the internet itself. As 2025 closes, it's become much more clear and much more mainstream for legacy media and politicians to refer to the geopolitical ramifications of crypto technology. And that bears out the long-time forecasting of this writer, who focused on the greater social and geopolitical implications of crypto-related policies in multiple articles dating back to 2021. Up until the re-election of Donald Trump, crypto had gone through a progressive throttling by both of the world's dominant superpowers in East and West. For their part, China and the EU have pursued onerous crypto regulations, Bitcoin mining purges, restrictions on citizens owning crypto, blockchain without crypto efforts, and perhaps most insidiously, central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. Both have also hedged their bets, of course. China has allowed Hong Kong a freer hand in crypto participation and innovation. The EU, meanwhile, has seen variations in crypto policies among member countries, with some friendlier and others less so. Britain, though no longer an EU member, has also vacillated in its crypto policies, in some ways welcoming innovation it knows cannot be fruitfully disregarded, but in other ways over-regulating and pursuing its own digital pound initiative. In the US, the Biden-Harris administration implemented a beefed-up choke point 2.0 regime designed to suppress the crypto sector. Years earlier, the Obama-Biden administration had engaged in what came to be known as choke point crypto-related policies that discouraged TradFi institutions from supporting or adopting crypto technologies in any way. For a recount of some major choke point 2.0 Biden-Harris era moves, see the list at the end of this article. Strategic crypto advantages becoming clearer. The decisive shift for crypto was propelled by policies of the Trump administration. Yes, Trump changed his view on Bitcoin and crypto more generally, between the period of his first go-around as president and his historic 2024 campaign run and victory. This writer noted and covered not only the change, but the likely campaign and geopolitical ramifications, from early 2023 on in multiple articles, when practically no one thought crypto would be a significant factor in the election. It wasn't just about campaign money. Trump managed to win with half the money Kamala Harris spent. But his win definitely wasn't hurt by millions of motivated crypto voters, who aren't a gang, but a constituency. These voters wanted and continue to value the innovations and freedoms of decentralized crypto technologies. The Trump family came to understand the value of that freedom when they were politically and financially suppressed and shut down on Web 2.0 social media platforms and in their banking and other activities,
See, this is why
as
I was
Donald
supporting
Trump Jr.
Trump.
and other family members have laid out in detail. Yes, Trump was before Bitcoin before he was for it. So were a slew of others. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, who called Bitcoin an index of money laundering circa 2017, later guided his company to the most successful ETF in its portfolio, the Bitcoin IBIT offering. Tech entrepreneur and sports team owner Mark Cuban once dismissed Bitcoin as inferior to bananas. By 2024 he was a Bitcoin adherent, begging the Harris campaign to embrace it, which she steadfastly refused to do. Famed investor Kevin
Harris
O'Leary
doesn't
called
want you rich
Bitcoin
either.
garbage in 2019. By 2022, he was suggesting U.S. Treasury stablecoins could bolster the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency, which this writer reported well before it became a mainstream initiative and reality via Genius Act legislation passed under Trump. See, for example, could stablecoins save the dollar? August 9, 2022, an update. Can stablecoins save the dollar? August 16, 2025. O'Leary also has allocated about 10% of his personal portfolio to Bitcoin and other top cryptos. Even J.P. Morgan Chase
These guys are
CEO
telling
Jamie
you
Dimon,
not to buy
who
it
has
while
long
they're
decried
buying it.
Bitcoin as a fraud, a digital pet rock, was forced to face the music of his doublespeak when it was revealed that the bank was pursuing significant crypto initiatives and offering crypto products to clients, as reported by Yahoo Finance and others. 5 billionaires who publicly hated crypto then changed their minds. February 25, 2022. The latest news? As Yahoo Finance reported recently, Pet Rock no more. J.P. Morgan to accept Bitcoin, Ethereum as collateral. October 24, 2025. The article noted the decision highlights a symbolic reversal for CEO Jamie Dimon, who once labeled Bitcoin a hyped-up fraud and compared it to a pet rock. Well, before J.P. Morgan's change, this writer deconstructed Dimon's pet rock assessment of Bitcoin in real time. See Pet Rocks in His Head, Jamie Dimon's Last Word on Bitcoin, January 23, 2024.
The list of Bitcoin and utility crypto doubters who evolved their positions and participation in the sector is a long one, of course, and the above list is just a sampling. That has also applied to companies, states, nations, and unions. Which again points to the current zeitgeist, and reporting like this recent headline from CNBC's The China Connection newsletter, Rumblings of a Crypto Race, November 5, 2025. The key takeaway from the article: China, in an about-face from past attempts to suppress and cherry-pick technological innovations, the technology piecemeal and via government decree, has now signaled that it intends to compete with America in AI for cryptocurrency. This is something that would never have happened if the Trump administration had not embraced the sector, and indeed, declared, as Trump has, he wants the U.S. to lead and dominate in crypto innovation and implementation. In an interview fresh out of trade negotiations with China's leader Xi Jinping, Trump told CBS News, as reported by the CNBC story, "I want to make crypto great for America. The same way we're number one with AI, we're number one with crypto. And I want to keep it that way. I don't want China or anybody else to take it away." The article noted that China is sending fresh signals about its intentions in the cryptocurrency space. It noted, as this writer has long identified, that China has used Hong Kong, Special Administrative Territory, to hedge its digital yuan CBDC bet, by allowing the long-time crucial financial hub to attract and support crypto initiatives and participation. In contrast, for the vast population on China's mainland, crypto participation has been tightly restricted and surveilled since 2021, including barring using Bitcoin and other crypto assets for commercial exchange, etc. Stablecoins are the latest area where Hong Kong has been allowed to experiment, again, in contrast to the CBDC vision that China would love to see win out. But China can't completely clamp down on or ignore crypto tech, because to do so risks losing out as other regions adopt and leverage its financial and wider technological advantages. And that's exactly what we forecast in 2021. The geopolitics of crypto gathers force. In these pages and in Trends in Cryptos, we have long tracked and forecast the way decentralized financial and digital service innovations represented by Bitcoin and top utility cryptos would benefit adopters. And we specified the geopolitical aspects of that reality. In the Geopolitics of Bitcoin, July 27, 2021, we wrote, "By supporting crypto innovations, the West can supercharge its economies and move to restore the integrity of money. It can realize enormous benefits from the financial efficiencies that the blockchain is already introducing to millions utilizing decentralized money market borrowing and lending without mediating institutions like banks. It can also introduce a level of integrity and resilience to corruption or co-option into a virtually endless array of processes." Even a cursory look into the breadth and scope of decentralized projects shows that, yes, a frank embrace of decentralized blockchains would mean a transformation not only of financial institutions, but of government processes for Western nations. The problem for elites is that power will shift, and currently dominant players will lose some influence, even if they adapt. We warned against choke point-type measures that the Biden-Harris administration subsequently pursued, and noted the advantages relatively free Western nations had to leverage and benefit from crypto innovations. Unfortunately, the U.S., already fighting a needless civil war over vaccines and lockdowns, may choose to open another front against crypto innovators and a citizenry fast-growing more comfortable and knowledgeable about cryptos. That would be a mistake. China cannot embrace the decentralized blockchain without fundamentally changing. That is why they did what they could to suppress Bitcoin. China can only lose in this technology sphere. They can't copy or steal it, and build factories and conscript cheap labor. They can't partake of this revolution. Their digital yuan, to give one obvious example, is anything but decentralized and autonomous. It is designed to be manipulated by and preserve the power of a small elite politburo. If the West makes the right choice, China's inability to leverage the decentralized blockchain revolution could doom, not their industrious people, but their dehumanizing, control-freak regime, to the ash bin of history. We followed up that geopolitics-focused assessment and forecast with a number of others, such as A Perversion of Cryptocurrency, October 12, 2021. The New Neutral, March 29, 2022. CBDC out to preserve status quo for have and have not countries, says new study, May 24, 2022. Crypto flowing to developing regions, January 24, 2023. Crypto adoption continues to rise in developing regions and cutting-edge tech hubs, July 5, 2023. Also see the many links in articles like RFK Jr. endorses Bitcoin as an essential way to protect political freedoms, May 23, 2023, and the first crypto election, WHO takes IT, November 5, 2024. The former article noted. The Trends Journal has long forecast the growing importance of Bitcoin as a censorship-resistant tool against increasing authoritarianism across the globe. We have focused on these political aspects of Bitcoin more than almost any other news outlet. We alerted readers concerning the crucial differences between CBDCs, permissioned blockchains, and permissionless crypto technologies like Bitcoin. We forecast how cryptos would likely become a growing focal point of political freedoms, as well as economic wealth preservation. We forecast in 2021 that the US had a historic moment of opportunity to enlarge economic advantage and enhance freedom worldwide by embracing the crypto sector, but that if it didn't, it would reap the dystopian results as innovation and freedom flowed elsewhere. We noted in February 2022 that the draconian response to the truckers' convoy protest would only make more people see the political importance of cryptos like Bitcoin that were not tied to the state. In March 2022, long before most others were saying that US sanctions to Russia would damage the dollar, we predicted the US weaponization of the financial system would hurt the dollar and only make cryptos like Bitcoin more attractive. See the new neutral. A list of Biden-era choke point 2.0 policies and actions. From our own reporting over the past half-decade about crypto choke point policies, and also via research from Shai's Grok, we compiled this list of Biden-Harris-era anti-crypto actions. Together with the obvious policy sea change and unleashing of crypto sector innovation and integration into financial sector areas including savings, payments, DeFi lending and borrowing, tokenization of digital and real-world assets, and more, it should serve as an indication of just how consequential the 2024 election was in altering the trajectory not only of the crypto sector, but of global geopolitics. And that was something this writer reported and forecasted extensively both in this section and in numerous Trends in Crypto section articles of the Trends Journal since 2021. January 28, 2021, OCC pauses publication of the Fair Access to Banking Services Rule, which was intended to prevent banks from denying services based on reputational risk, effectively allowing continued debanking of crypto firms. November 18, 2021, OCC issues interpretive letter number 1179, rescinding prior approvals for crypto activities and requiring national banks to obtain supervisory non-objection before engaging in digital asset custody, stablecoin reserves, or blockchain node operations.
This shit getting
April
deep.
7, 2022, FDIC releases Phil 16, 2022, mandating supervised institutions to notify the agency of crypto-related activities and obtain supervisory feedback, while highlighting associated risks.
I'm just gonna cut it off here.
April 11, 2022, SEC issues Staff Accounting Bulletin 121.
You can see there's people out
SAB
here that are smart, economic people, and they don't believe in that fake money shit. You know? And all these people that are pumping that fake money shit, it's like you got to look at them sideways now. You know what I'm saying? When you're like, oh, really? We could all be getting like on the same level, but you want to say that scare people out of buying Bitcoin when it's literally the thing that's going to stop the like government from controlling them and allow poor people to actually have some money, and you're like, it's fake, don't do it. And then you're like, get into the stock market, even though you can't really get into the stock market, and I'm a motherfucking stockbroker in real life, and I'm here on the internet and try to fucking tell you to, like, that's like just some weird, it's like, no, you actually work for the financial institutions of this fake money bullshit, bro. That's your fucking job, is fucking fake money. I'm not making this shit up. Keep fucking trolling. Yeah, exactly. Ain't nobody saying shit. I don't even see anybody in the fucking comments, yo. Not one person. Chat is open live right now. Ain't a near nutter fucking over here. Because you ain't got shit to say. Nothing. It's all true. It's all facts. All right. I'm out of here. Have a good day and peace.